Hi everyone, we're presenting you our topic, which is forces that contribute to organizational change, issues and recommendations. Let's begin.
Leaders know the importance of transformation to their organization's enduring success. Yet despite advances in technology and management theory over the last 25 years, the failure rate of transformations remains staggeringly high. It also carries a human cost that organizations simply can't afford. There is a better way forward.
Organizational change, as described by the Organizational Development and Research Organization, is the execution of new methods or technologies aimed to align an organization with the shifting demands of the business environment or to exploit business opportunities. Organizations cannot resist changes in order to survive and thrive in this competitive, evolving world. Nothing stays static, as changes constantly occur in different aspects of an organization. It is inevitable for an organization to experience changes due to environmental factors. Every organization, even the ones that are currently dominant, must accept changes, be they radical or moderate. These changes can be conquered by remaining sharp-witted, while continuously being adaptable and alert to the changes in the surrounding market. An organization must be vigilant in assessing the dynamics of the organization's environment while enhancing orthodox methods to better suit the current environment.
The objective of this review is to understand what are the issues in organizational change and stress management and how to overcome the issues. In this review, we will identify what are the types of forces for changes, identify what are the examples of forces for changes, identify what leads to stress management due to the forces for changes, to discuss and analyze the issues in the forces for changes, to provide recommendation on how to solve the issues in the forces for changes.
In this section, we will discuss 5 factors, which is technology, workforce diversity, competitiveness, social trends, and economic shocks that contribute to the need for change in an organization.
The first issue to be emphasized is how robotics automation has altered organizational behavior. The current emergence of artificial intelligence, AI, has transformed the way an organization behaves. The International Federation of Robotics even reported that there is an increase in demand for industrial and service robots globally. Nowadays, robots and AI have possessed the ability to perform non-routine and cognitive tasks. The prospect area of application is progressively expanding, and thus, more manual human workers are being substituted for higher efficiency and cost minimization. The fundamentals of organizational behavior may be dramatically altered if this persists, as human employment may no longer be necessary in the near future.
Nature of workforce is the nature of the worker profession with what the worker does. This can be used to describe everyday work routine as part of one's duties and other non-routine jobs that may be necessary. The quality of these duties taken together make up the nature of an employee's work. An example of nature of workforce is the workforce diversity. The idea of workforce diversity has changed over time as business have become more inclusive and global, which involves hiring staff with a range of abilities and limitations.
Competition is one of the forces of change that contribute to organizational change in organizational behavior. Even if competitive pressures originate externally, they can have a significant impact on an organization's current operations, growth, and long-term existence. In addition, changes in the organization are often spurred by external factors like the economy and the global environment. Unavoidable shifts can present opportunities that were previously overlooked by businesses. A company's bottom line, productivity, and staff morale can all benefit from this. A company's prospect in the modern, fast-paced global economy depend on how it adapts to the market. Hence, why is competition important in organizational behavior? This is because competitive behavior is more closely tied to job behavior and performance. It is more closely related to job performance. People that exhibit more competitive behavior outperform others and are more willing to give their all at work, potentially leading to improved job performance.
Adaptation pressure may be felt by organizations as social trends change. Organizations must constantly adapt to new conditions and must be very fast. The most crucial challenge in workforce management in the near future will be issued with employee retention. By educating people about the risks posed by their environmental activities and assisting them in understanding the challenges that the planet faces in environmental health, sustainable development, and global warming, numerous organizations have taken on responsibility for the global dissemination of environmental consciousness. Environmental consciousness in organizations is influenced by political, economic, religious, and social factors. It is not easy to decide on environmental rules and to focus on enhancing employee comprehension and behavior.
What are economic shocks? An economic shock refers to any change of fundamental variables of relationships that has a substantial effect on outcomes and measures of economic performance such as unemployment, consumption, and inflation. What is the outcome of economic shocks? They have three outcomes of economic shocks. The first one is financial sector collapse, the second one is inflation, and the third one is unstable housing market price.
We will now analyze and discuss problems associated with the following 5 factors: technological advancements, labor diversity, competitiveness, social trends, and economic shocks.
The first issue to be emphasized is how robotics automation has altered organizational behavior. The current emergence of artificial intelligence, AI, has transformed the way an organization behaves. The International Federation of Robotics even reported that there is an increase in demand for industrial and service robots globally. Nowadays, robots and AI have possessed the ability to perform non-routine and cognitive tasks. The prospect area of application is progressively expanding, and thus, more manual human workers are being substituted for higher efficiency and cost minimization. The fundamentals of organizational behavior may be dramatically altered if this persists, as human employment may no longer be necessary in the near future. The next issue to be underlined is information storage system. Traditionally, organizations' information is only accessible to high-ranking management. Nowadays, organizations are being more transparent by sharing information with their employees to boost awareness and confidence. The application of diverse digital technology for sharing information within organizations helps to remove communication barriers. Contradictorily, this has imposed privacy and security threats among organizations. The digitization of information allows the possibility of confidential information and data leakage which could harm the organization. Any leakage in data confidentiality or corruption will consecutively shatter the people's confidence and sequentially collapse the organization.
One of the factors in workforce diversity is internal diversity. Internal diversity is what the employees are born with, such as gender, race, ethnicity, and etc. Having an internal diversity in an organization could resemble the client you serve. When your customer and clients see personnel from similar background, they are more likely to feel that they are in the right place. However, the problem with internal diversity is that team may face communication problem where there will be a language barrier and different ways in communication. When a language barrier happens, the team members are ineffective to communicate and they would have difficulties in understanding one another. In addition, it could be difficult for co-workers to understand the another difference in demographics, which encourage them to use slangs and particular kinds of language, which could lead miscommunication. Another factor in workforce diversity is external diversity. External diversity is the characteristic of a person that has a significant impact on them, such as education, personal experience, and social standing. Having external diversity could add value in the organization as they are one of the people who have lots of ideas and experience. However, when there is lots of external diversity in the team, they could create a situation where there were too many points of view which prevent the team to have an agreement on certain issues from being reached.
One issue of competition forces in change is global competition. Global competition in organizations refers to the competing companies' services and products in the international market. How well a company does in one country affects how well it does in other countries. In a world of uncertainty, a company's level of economic security should help it keep and improve its positions in both domestic and international markets. Global competition has resulted in increased mobility in international capital and labor markets. Because there are more potential clients, this generates a global marketplace with more opportunity. However, there is more competition because local businesses must compete for clients with foreign companies.
One social trend that is driving change is a greater awareness of the environment. The first concern is figuring out how environmental awareness rules at a business affect employee behavior and linkages between employees in the other organizations. In order for the majority of people to become conscious of the environment and have a good impact on it, aid and education are needed. According to studies, Successful businesses that depend on growth, innovation, and adaptation to survive and succeed may alter their behavior in response to particular workplace chemicals. The next issue is to examine the connection between green workplace behavior and employee well-being. Green organizational behavior among employees is seen as a micro-activity to address problems with the environment and sustainable development. Employee environmental behavior improves a company's environmental performance, but it also has an impact on the person's personality. Studies have shown that employee green behavior benefits both the company and the individual, yet there is a lot of disagreement about the best way to measure people's green behavior. It has been revealed that there is a difference in employees' knowledge and ability when it comes to establishing green behavior.
What will happen when the financial sector collapses? Okay, when financial sector collapses, all industries will be affected. People will get stressed because the cost of living has increased. The salary income remains the same. If you want to imagine how the inflation is, just imagine the dominoes effect. When financial sector collapses, all industries will be down also, such as food industries, marketing industries, because all industries need money to operate. Employers can't increase the salary as they also struggle with the financial situation due to economic shock. Why is the housing market price unstable? Because of the factors that I stated before, which is inflation and also financial sector collapse. Okay, when the currency rises, the housing price will also rise. Landlords has to increase the house price, whether for sale or for rent, as they were also tied with the financial crisis.
Finally, the following recommendations can be used by an organization to confront the forces of change.
One recommendation that could be taken to combat the emergence of robot automation and AI issues is to recognize the coexistence of manual workers and robot workers. Acceptance of robots' involvement in an organization should be ambiguous. This is achievable by nurturing optimism towards the opportunity for human-robot collaboration and learning prospects instead of just viewing robots as a competition that would snatch employment possibilities. Moreover, certain works necessitate a high level of emotional intelligence to provide original and creative results that are impossible to be achieved by robots. Thus, it is vital that an organization embrace the changes that robot automation brings and implement a better strategy to better harness the potential of the union of robots and manual workers. In terms of the potential security threats and possible breaches of the digital information storage system, an organization is recommended to enforce further security measures other than just relying on traditional security checks. Every data, notably the sensitive ones, must be backed up and tested regularly for proper recovery if any unwanted commodities should take place. Additionally, any latest updates must always be reviewed, especially regarding the security procedures and policies to safeguard data privacy. The importance of preventing data breaches must be taken seriously to prevent the downfall of an organization.
Team communication challenges in internal diversity could be solved by having the team to decide on a shared language and proper workplace conversation to prevent misunderstanding. The team is encouraged to always ask for clarification if they are unsure of what they are asked to do. Too many opinions on the external diversity of an employee could prevent an agreement from being reached. One of the ways to solve the problem is by choosing a group of competent executives to serve on a committee that will consider all viewpoints and reach an agreement. The committee can evaluate each proposal and choose the best one if an agreement cannot be achieved. They can make a decision once a committee majority has been secured.
Now we are going to discuss on what is the recommendation can be used to face this issue. First, learn about the competition. It is critical to investigate the market. The company will discover the most effective strategies to manage conflict and difficulties by evaluating the market. For example, in the 1980s, Canon and Xerox competed in the copier business. Based on their expectation about the cost of producing a copier, Xerox thought Canon's costs were absurdly cheap. According to Xerox market study, Canon entered the market through innovation, resulting in a better market for consumers. Following that, companies must continue to innovate. Companies can get the competitive edge to seek in the global marketplace by implementing a strong strategy, knowing local labor regulations, focusing on speed to market, and leveraging partnership to increase efficiency and innovations. Next, under mergers and acquisition, first, don't leave workers wondering what will happen to them. Always keep them apprised by changes in their responsibilities and any layoff as soon as feasible. At the same time, communicate openly about the merging company's culture and the standard that will apply. Plan training and education courses for employees, as well as an emphasis on employee engagement. Last but not least, plan some team building activity, an after-work party, or a group outing like a bowling game or dinner so that workers from both companies may mingle and get to know one another.
Here are my recommendations. The first recommendation refers to the first issue is implementing a recycling program. Setting up a recycling program inside the organization is a common strategy for encouraging consciousness around sustainability. To assist the employees in recognizing which products belongs in recycling, compost, and the trash bin, place visible signage on designated waste stations throughout all the areas in the organization and workplaces to help promote appropriate waste disposal. Recycling benefits the environment since, in a sense, we are using waste and old things that are no longer used and turning them back into seemingly new products. The next recommendation is for another issue, is to provide green training for employees. Green training is a type of training relating to pertinent environmental matters which enables all personnel to integrate the organization's performance with environmental challenges. Employees are better able to take appropriate action to reduce environmental consequences at work in this case because of the diffusion of environmental knowledge and competencies through green training. The importance for employees with green training is that they will have much more knowledge, abilities, and competencies to meet environmental objectives.
So how bad is the inflation? Inflation is something that a government is scared of as it will determine the country's currencies. When inflation happens, all products will be more expensive. This will result to employees' performance as they get stressed from the inflation impact. Why is the housing market price unstable? Because of the factors that I stated before, which is inflation and also financial sector collapse. Okay, when the currency rises, the housing price will also rise. Landlords has to increase the house price, whether for sale or for rent, as they were also tied with the financial crisis. To conclude, the business environment is unpredictable. Thus, employees need to be flexible to enact changes and manage them well. Changes in the surrounding are beneficial if paired with the transformation of organizational behavior to adjust well to the new surroundings. In addition, the ability to identify the factors that contribute to these changes is exceptionally beneficial to every organization. This article review even discussed and analyzed the specific issues that are related to various elements that are related to changes in organizational behavior, as well as recognizing some useful recommendations to cater for these issues. All in all, every organization's ability to adjust and strategize according to the changes will determine its survival, expansion, or even deterioration in the economy. Although the temptations to remain in the comfort zone tends to hinder employees to embrace the changes, an organization must nurture the evolution culture for survival. Everyone has to be able to shift their strategies to adapt to these changes. As the saying goes, consistency is the quality of a stagnant mind.